That was amazing. Thank you, Melody. It's amazing to hear other stories like that, and it makes me feel comfortable to know that I'm not alone, and I'm sure that other people that hear common stories or similar stories and can relate feel better as well. Because you know what, she did find recovery. It took a long time, but you know what, with patience and not being upset that it's not happening fast enough, and in keeping a positive state of mind, everything is possible. And what you said about get yourself checked out, it's not just a headache, and the faster the recovery comes, I think that was a brilliant statement to make as well. Totally believe in that too. So the next person we have is also a beautiful woman who was playing sports, and she knocked her head, and it was, I believe, snowboarding, right? Yeah, and one of those nice safe sports, right? And I'm gonna let her share her story again, and maybe some of those snowboarders out there can relate to it, but I want to hear about those symptoms, and I'm looking forward to the amazing story you created, that leadership in your own life, and created your recovery. A little bit off the beaten path, it sounds like. So I'd like to invite Anya up to the stage, and for her to share her story next.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Anna Sienicka, and I'm going to share my story that happened to me a few years back. I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight how my life was prior to the injury. It was in 2010. I was a mom of a 10-month-old baby. 1 year and a half into my practice, I'm a registered homeopath now. I've been practicing for 7 years. And I was extremely competitive, loved the adrenaline rush before the baby. I was studying sport medicine, loved the biking, downhill biking, snowboarding, you name it, any adrenaline, I loved it. And when you have a baby, your life kind of slows down. You breastfeed, you have to take care of the baby. And when Gabriel was about 10 months old, I said, yes, I'm gonna get back to snowboarding. And I started riding. And one day, it was January in 2010, a friend of mine and I went together, and it was one of those amazing days. It's just beautiful, warm, about maybe -1, -2, perfect snow. I felt my energy was super high, and I had a few good runs, and I said, okay, I'm gonna just give it. And again, I think that was my ego too. And I don't know how many people ride. I'm a goofy, so I ride with my right foot forward. I just pointed my board and I went down as fast as I could. And in a split second, I saw a guy, and he was riding across, so I'm going down straight, and the guy is actually crossing the hill from the right to left, and he's a lefty, so he's riding with his left foot forward. So we're back to back. And needless to say, I see him way too late, and he takes me in the air. I crash on my head, and when I wake up, I see that I have snowboarding boots on. So obviously I'm snowboarding. I have no recollection of where I am. The guy is gone. I keep hearing, are you okay, are you okay? And of course I'm gonna say I'm okay. And interesting thing happened. I remembered how to test myself, like how to check my physicals, whether I'm okay, whether my nerves are okay. So I checked all the physicals. I wasn't bleeding. I was in severe pain, but nothing was broken, and decided to go all the way down to the bottom of the hill. I had no idea what time it was, what mountain I was in. I thought maybe that could be Toronto, it could be BC, because I snowboard everywhere. It could have been anywhere. And then when I get to the bottom, my friend is there waiting, and she's like, oh my gosh, what happened? You gone for so long. And I said, oh, I had a bad fall. I think I have to take it easy for now. And I started actually trembling because I didn't remember anything that happened that day. I started feeling a little bit shaky at that point. We went to the cafeteria, and I was really trying to remember how I got there, what happened that day, and nothing was coming back. And she said, you know what, maybe I'll just take you home. It looks like You just need to take a break and you'll see your baby, everything will be fine. And I said, a baby? You mean I have a baby? I had no recollection I was a mother, that I was in a relationship. And then I went into severe panic attack. I don't know how many people experience a panic attack, but it's not a pleasant thing. And I started feeling very vulnerable because all of a sudden, I can barely take care of myself, and here I have to go back to a baby. And my friend, instead of maybe taking me to emergency, she took me home. I was never checked. And maybe it's a good thing, I don't know. Obviously, I'm around now and I'm healthy. So during the drive home, she kept telling me what happened over and over and over about that day. So her memory became my memory, so I felt a little bit better about that. And when I got home, it was after 11. My parents were sleeping, my baby was sleeping. My mom just came to say hello. And another amazing thing is, I remembered about Sienicka. I remembered about homeopathic remedies, and I always carry homeopathic remedies with me. And I had it at my parents'. I took 2 pills, and by the time I went to my parents', I had a severe head pain. Because I landed on my head, my neck was freezing. I could not really move, and the entire body was sore. So I just took the remedy and went to sleep. In the morning, I woke up. Believe it or not, 80% better. I was actually mobile. Still didn't remember about the baby, but I recognized my parents. I started recognizing things, and it took me about 2 years to actually fully recover. And what I did during that time was using homeopathic remedies. I started taking high doses of vitamin D, taking Ethereum Gold. And one of the amazing things that I actually started doing was, I'm not sure how many people are familiar with Dr. Maxwell Maltz. He wrote a book about psychocybernetics, and it's all based on visualization, pretending that you're completely healed as if this was never a problem. And I kept visualizing over and over, because in sports medicine, that's how they teach you 2 and 2. You keep visualizing that you're already there. And it took me about 2 years. Last year, I had an MRI done, and my brain is fully recovered. I haven't had any panic attack for the last couple of years. And since the accident, I had them continuously over and over and over. And it's not a fun thing, but again, it's completely gone now. So who am I now? Interestingly enough, my clients are all either suffering from depression or anxiety or panic attack patients. I have a thriving practice, love what I do. I opened my own holistic care center in Dundas West Medical Building, and I started teaching classes about wild plants. And I basically live my life to the fullest. I realized that we only have now, and you never know how quickly you're gonna go, so you might as well make the best out of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anya. That was an incredible story, and I definitely going to get rear view mirrors the next time I go snowboarding.